Good evening and welcome. In last lecture, we discussed about working principle of laser, the difference between ordinary light and laser light. Now today, we are going to extend that topic. So today, we are going to start with stimulated absorption. So, if we see this diagram, if a photon of energy h nu collides with an atom present in the ground state of energy level E1, if a photons of energy E1 collides with an atom present in the ground state of energy E1, then the atom completely absorbs the incident photon. The atom which is present on the ground state is completely absorb that incident photon and make transition to excited state E2, make transition to a excited state E2. Then the incident energy h nu is equal to the energy difference between the higher energy level E2 to energy difference with E1, E2 minus E1. It means what? The process in which an atom in lower energy state is raised to a higher energy state by an absorption of electromagnetic radiations having energy equal to h nu, and that energy is equal to the difference of energy of the two states is called as stimulated absorption, or it is also called as induced absorption. If we see atom is present on the energy level E1 before the absorption of energy h nu. After absorption, the atom from ground state it moves to a higher energy level E2. Okay. Therefore, h nu is equal to E2 minus E1. This is nothing but a stimulated absorption. By absorbing or energy h nu, a ground state atom moves to a excited state E2. Okay. Next one is spontaneous emission. Spontaneous emission. In the atom initially at a upper state E2, it can brought to E1 by emitting a photon of energy h nu. In spontaneous emission, atom is already in a upper state E2, it can brought to energy level E1 by emitting a photon of energy h nu. This is known as a spontaneous emission. This is known as a spontaneous emission. Okay. So, the electrons of the atom in the excited state do not stay for a longer period, as we know. The lifetime in the excited state is 10 to the power of minus 8 second. Means atom in the excited state or in the upper state can live for a time is equal to 10 to the power of minus 8 second. After the time 10 to the power of minus 8 second, the excited state atom emits a photon while falling to the ground level, E1. So, this kind of scenario or phenomena is called as spontaneous emission. In this process, a atom of an upper state brought to a lower energy level by emitting an electromagnetic radiations having energy h nu. This is known as a spontaneous emission. Okay, the atom change from one state to another state occurs naturally. So, the photon emission also occurs naturally or spontaneously. The emitted photon does not flow exactly in the same direction of the incident photon. They flow in the random direction. The spontaneous emission is random in character. The radiation in this case is random mixture of quanta having various wavelength. If we see this diagram, atom is in excited state, it stay there for a time is equal to 10 to the power of minus 8 second. After completion that time, it brought to a lower energy level E1 by emitting a photon. During this process, it moves from E2 to E1 by emitting a photon, and it becomes a stable atom at its ground state energy level E1. We can see the complete scenario of spontaneous emission in this diagram: before emission, during the emission, and after emission. Before emission, atom is in excited state. After emission, atom is in ground state. Okay, this phenomena is nothing but a spontaneous emission. A spontaneous emission. Now, next one is stimulated emission. Stimulated emission. According to Einstein's, under certain conditions, it is possible to force an excited atom emit a photon by another photon, and the incident light wave must be in phase. Hence, we get a enhanced beam of coherent light. It means what? Atom is present in a excited state. It is stable, but by inserting some amount of energy h nu, that energy collides on an excited state atom. That excited state atom absorbs that photon and it moves from excited state to a ground state by emitting another photon, another two photon. Both photons is in phase, both photons is in phase, having same phase. That is why we are getting enhanced beam of coherent light. We are getting enhanced beam of coherent light. Okay. Actually, this process by which atom in the excited state are stimulated to emit a photons while falling to the ground state, is called as stimulated emission. Unlike the spontaneous emission, in this process the light energy of photon energy is supplied. Light energy of photon is supplied to the excited atom instead of supplying to the ground state atom. Actually, this one is the artificial process. An alternative method is used to stimulate excited electron to emit a photons and fall back to the ground state. Okay. The incident photon stimulates or force the excited electron to emit a photon and fall into a lower state. The time required, the lifetime of this process is 10 to the power of minus 3 second. 10 to the power of minus 3 second. So, each photon generates a 2 photon which produces a coherent light, and all the emitted photons having same phase difference. Okay. This is nothing but a stimulated emission. It is an artificial process. Any doubt in this? Once again, in case of stimulated absorption, our atom is in ground state, energy level E1. It absorbs incident photon having energy h nu. After absorption of incident photon, atom from ground it moves from ground state to the higher energy state E2 by absorbing a incident photon. So this kind of absorption and shifting to a upper energy level, this kind of phenomena is nothing but stimulated absorption. Atom moves from energy level E1 to E2 by absorbing a incident photon. This is nothing but a stimulated absorption. Second one is a spontaneous emission. In this case, atom initially in a excited state, it cannot stay there longer. The lifetime to stay at excited state is 10 to the power of minus 8 seconds. 10 to the power of minus 8 seconds. During this process, atom emits a photon having energy h nu. During this process, atom moves from or brought to a energy level E1 from E2. So, by emitting a photon, atom moves from excited state to a ground state. This kind of phenomena is nothing but a spontaneous emission. Is nothing but a spontaneous emission. Third one is the stimulated emission. In this process, atom present in a excited state, it is stable, so that according to Einstein's, under certain condition it is possible to force an excited atom emits a photon by another photon, and the incident light wave must have same phase, hence we are getting a enhanced beam of coherent light. In this process, atom in the excited state are stimulated to emit a photon while falling to the ground state is called as stimulated emission. Unlike a spontaneous emission, in this process photon energy is supplied to the excited atom instead of supplying to the ground state atom. Actually, this one is the artificial process, and there is an alternative method is used to stimulate excited atom to emit a photons and fall back to a ground state. The incident photon stimulates or force the excited excited atom to emit a photon and fall into a lower state. So, incident photon generates to another photon which produces coherent light. Okay, which produces a coherent light. This kind of phenomenon is nothing but a stimulated emission. Any doubt in this? Today we learn about stimulated absorption, spontaneous emission, and stimulated emission. Next point is population inversion. What is population inversion? That we have to understand first. Let N1 be a number of atoms in energy level E1, N2 be the number of atoms in energy level E2. If if n1 is greater than n2. If n1 is greater than n2, the radiations is mostly absorbed. A spontaneous radiation dominant. In this case, radiations is mostly absorbed and spontaneous radiations dominant. If n2 is greater than very greater than n1, if n2 is very greater than n1, in that case most atoms occur in energy level E2. These are the weak absorption. It stimulate emission dominates. That's why we are getting light, amplified light. We are getting amplified light, and this kind of phenomena is nothing but a population inversion. Population inversion. For stimulated emission to dominate, there must be more atoms in excited state than the ground state. Such a configuration of atom is called as population inversion. Such a configuration of an atom is called as population inversion. If we see this diagram, initially n1 is greater than n2. As we know, E2 is greater than E1. We are going to inverse this process. Means what? I want to increase the number of atoms in the excited state E2 than the E1. For that, we have to pump a ground state atom to a excited state atom. So, if we inverse this process, the number of atoms in a excited state E2 increases as compared to the E1. It means what? N2 is greater than N1, N2 is greater than N1, and E2 is greater than E1. E2 is greater than E1. This kind of scenario can occur in population inversion. Can be occurred in population inversion. Making N2 is greater than N1, the number of atoms in N2 more or in a higher energy level than the number of atoms in energy level E1, that is N1, is called as population inversion, or it is also called as inverted population. It is also called as inverted population. Okay. Any doubt in this? If you have any doubt, you can ask me in comment section. Thank you.